Is Redfall a bad game? Released in May of 2023, the highly anticipated Xbox game, developed by Arcane Studios and published by Bethesda, quickly garnered attention from the gaming community, but not in a good way. The first-person shooter is set in the town of Redfall, where a failed experiment leads vampires to take over the town with the help of mercenaries used to help guard the layers. This leads players on an explosive adventure to take back the town and eliminate blood-sucking infestation. Sounds awesome, right? Well, upon its release, the game was hit with sharp criticism. Boring gameplay, bad graphic style, 30 frames per second, and numerous bugs and glitches were just some of the complaints gamers had at the time. But were they valid? A month later, Redfall received an update on PC and Xbox, thus making me curious to what all the hate was about. So I re-upped my Game Pass subscription and started a solo campaign. First off, I was let down by the graphic style. I was thinking it'd be more realistic, but that's not the way they approach the game, so it did take some getting used to. It does fit the style of game and art direction they're going for, so once I wrapped my head around that, I appreciated it a lot more. The gameplay and storyline are pretty standard. Guy does something evil, another guy gets a gun to fix the problem. One of the initial criticisms I read about was the poor AI and CPU bugs. Having been a video game tester back in the day, I thought this might be an overstatement, but unfortunately it's not. It's actually pretty common to see enemies running in place, appearing out of nowhere, and just being stuck somewhere in the map, like behind a wall. It doesn't really hinder the gameplay, but it's kind of a bummer to think that this simple issue appears in a game that retails for $69. As for the 30 frames per second thing, this doesn't bother me. I know 60 is better, but honestly, I don't care. This isn't a make or break issue for me with any game. I'm sure I'll get some heat on that, but the reality is you probably have better things to do than to make comments, so we're moving on. I'm only playing the solo mode, but with all its shortcomings, the game is actually pretty cool. I've unlocked things, watched the story progress, and have become more intrigued by the game as I continue playing. While it's not an amazing game or a must-play, I do think it's an awesome, average game. I can see where the criticism is valid, but overall, I think most critics and gamers may have been a little harsh. I've definitely played worse, and if you can forgive some of its faults, the game is enjoyable. Now, this is just my opinion. To really know how you'd feel, you'd have to play it for yourself. Thanks for watching. This is Ben with Minimalist Video Gamer.